excited to welcome you guys to the stage. FanFood, I think, is a company that is going to be interesting to a lot of you guys. And some great founders. So, without further ado, get on our feet, let's get loud for FanFood.
How's it going, everybody? Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm assuming a lot of you hopefully came here to actually listen to what I have to say versus just fulfilling the last out-of-class assignment. Right? My name is Will Anderson. For those of you that don't know, I'm glad to see a lot of familiar faces out there. But before I dive into the material, just one quick question. How many of you have attended a sporting event this year? Just by show of hands, okay? Now, for those of you that have attended a sporting event this year, how many of you purchased concessions as well? Okay, a few less hands. Now, for those of you that did not purchase concessions, I'm going to assume there's maybe one of three reasons why. One, you simply weren't hungry. Two, you didn't have the money. Or three, you just didn't want to wait in line. So this is where the problem comes about. People are tired of waiting in line. This is what the traditional transaction process looks like. People get rather annoyed and are tired of going through the hassle of waiting in these long concession lines. So, and they're not the only ones. You know, there's a recent article that was conducted by Oracle where they found that over 60% of fans avoid concession lines entirely. 45% of that 60% specifically avoid the lines due to the concession wait lines. Another common theme is these fans don't want to miss the big play. Now, missing, a home run or the slam dunk is one thing, but also spending 25 to 30 minutes in line, taking you away from the action and what you paid to see is another. So that brings me here to introduce you guys to FanFood. FanFood is a mobile concessions application that gives fans the ability to forego waiting these concession lines. Rather, they can order their food directly on their phone and have it sent directly to their seat. Now that is one option. They can also order it for express line pickup. Now that option kind of depends on the venue we're working with and their preference. Currently we have a version 1.0 which is available on the App Store and Google Play. In that version we only had express line pickup, and we used this version for a beta test we did this last fall at my high school, more so to kind of test out the functionality, not really looking to generate any revenue, but more so to kind of get those little flaws and bugs out of the way. Currently, we're in the development stage for version 2.0, which will include the delivery feature as well. And once we move into these venues and prove that we can provide value, we'll start to look at different avenues on how we can monetize the ad. But currently, we're only going to do it based on a transaction or convenience fee. Now, this is just a quick look at our back end. It's a queue management system. Essentially, what this does is receive the orders in real time for the concessionaire or the runners to look at, and then they can keep the fans up to date on the progress of their order. So here's just a quick look at kind of the market that we're working with. As I mentioned, we did do a short little launch beta test at my high school. Went rather successfully. We're still going to kind of dabble in that area and see if there is a way to become profitable. But more so, we're going to be focused on the collegiate market and targeting there, as it's an untapped sector in our market. A lot of our competition has kind of went for the professional level, although they've had some difficulties trying to tap into that sector. A lot of it's due to the infrastructure in these venues, as well as the parties that they have to go through that have to be on board in order for them to have a successful launch, as well as the hundreds of thousands of dollars that the venues have to pay in order for them to get implemented. So that's where we stand. Is we are essentially a no-cost initiative, a zero opportunity cost initiative for these venues, really easily implemented. And we want to be a universal brand. So as you can see here, VenueNext and Tap Into are kind of our biggest competitors in this space right now. What they're doing is essentially creating these smart stadium apps, which include different features such as being able to order tickets, parking tickets, whatever it may be. The thing is, again, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars for them to develop these apps and for the stadiums to adapt them. What we're looking to do is be a concession-centric app that's a universal brand. So you can download this one app and use it in multiple venues versus these other apps where they're creating these white labeled applications, which are, they essentially create the brand of the hosting stadium around this app. So for instance, Levi Stadium for the 49ers, they have the Levi Stadium app. So a fan that's a fan of the 49ers might download this app, use it once or twice, right? Versus where if you have FanFood, you can download this one app and use it all the stadiums that you go to, is our ideal vision. So here's some key performance indicators for FanFood, what we're going to kind of track throughout our launches here. And hopefully we get some good statistics and metrics here coming this spring. One is the revenue, see how much revenue can generate not only for ourselves but also additional revenue for these venues. Two is the app usage. What's the saturation of the whole population in the stadium that's going to be using the app? Thirdly, what percentage of fans are going to do delivery versus express line pickup? And then customer acquisition cost. How much is it for us to acquire one fan to use the app and place an order? And lastly, the lifetime value of that fan. How often are they going to use this app throughout the course of having it on their phone? And then lastly is our timeline. How many venues can we onboard and how quickly can we scale? So quickly, as I mentioned, I'm a co-founder. I'm the COO of the company. Down here we have the CFO, Carson Gadeo. Over here we have the CEO, Dustin Hempstead, kind of the father figure of our team. And then lastly is Elijah Doge, who unfortunately couldn't make it due to some other office hours he had to attend this morning. So that is our team, and that's our quick little 6-minute pitch for you guys. So thank you.